We discussed. The puck is down and we are underway from the Rose of New England. Controlled by the Generals off the opening faceoff. Connected along with Murphy. Murphy is shot and that's kicked aside by Pellerito for the first save of the game. Swung up the boards, that went off of a defenseman, so no icing on the play. Back to retrieve is Owen McNamee. 2-4 checkers on hard for the Sea Captains. Moran pinching in from the point, knocked it off the stick of Murphy. With a little help, it stays down in the northeast zone. Here's Loftus, a former General himself, wrapping one back around into the near side wall. Nobody there for Norwich as they're in the middle of a change. Here is Murphy back down into the captain's zone. Nolan Murphy, centering feed, goes off the side of the cage, ends up on the far side wall. Manahan unable to clear. He'll get a second opportunity. Ethan Ranger instead will just flip it as far as the red line as the Generals regroup. Turned over, and now Smith. Giving up ahead. 2-on-1 perhaps developing for the Sea Captains, but getting in the way of that was Eddie Mulligan to break things up. Puck ends up in the near side corner. Here's Drew Schemmel, another former General, with a shot that goes wide. Ward from the point gets deflected into the corner off the stick of Ethan Ranger. Now Ward stepping in again. Matt Ward's shot just goes wide to McCoy. Smith sends it back on down. Here's Ranger looking to send one in front, flexed away by Tommy Lubin. And the Generals will begin to clear out. Just a minute and a half gone by in the first period. Timmy Hayden standing up the forechecker along the wall. That was Tyler Ram. His brother Nick right now is playing with the North American Hockey League Generals. First time that the Rams haven't been on the same team in a very long time. Here is Hayden. Now Smith from the blue line gets it down deep. Cunningham fresh off the bench. He's got a motor. Goes up against McCready. McCready trying to work it along the boards. Picks up some help from Griffin Muir. And now Muir forced up ahead Lambert. Lambert, long pass behind the defense is Gorman. And so no icing on the play. Gorman, a centering feed, intercepted by Cunningham. Nobody home wearing the blue and orange. Hayden chasing after this. Cedric Savoy, the first one there. Laval, Quebec native, gets canceled out by Hayden. Puck is somewhere underneath his body. Now back up to his feet is Savoy. And the Quebecer will give it up ahead. Now Cody Lambert. Offsides called as Lambert just got ahead of the play. Faceoff will be in the neutral zone with 2:32 gone by in the first period. Well, you see the aggressive forecheck of the Sea Captains early on. Again, this is a dangerous Northeast Generals team. We mentioned 2 games. They both came against the Danbury Junior Hat-Tricks over the course of 2 weekends. And identical 6-2 scores in favor of the Gens. Here's Manahan for Norwich. Gives back to Sachs at the point, who sends it down deep. Now in front, Manahan a shot, and McCoy gets a blocker on it. Referee lost sight of the puck. Faceoff's going to remain inside the general zone. And Northeast not being allowed to change. Well, DeMar McCoy, again, did not appear in a game last year for Danbury. He did make an appearance when Danbury came back from, call it their little mini hiatus in the middle of the season last year. Danbury did not play a game between November 7th and the beginning of March. So to get everybody back into game shape, the Junior Hat-Tricks played 2 exhibition games, really split squad games, and McCoy appeared there, but nowhere else. Native of Philadelphia is McCoy. Good to see him continuing his junior career. Here are the Generals looking to force something in the corner. A centering feed off the backhand of Lamphere was knocked away. Chipped off the glass, out of the zone. At the end of his shift is Manahan, so he'll go to the bench. Meanwhile, taking it back the other way is Austin Crisp. The defenseman lost possession of the puck, and now Daryl Smith. Up ahead, off the boards, Cunningham can't get around the defense of Murphy. Murphy gets bowled over for his troubles. There's a Sea Captain down there as well. That's Daryl Smith. Now, loose puck in the neutral zone, picked up by Mulligan, and he'll flip it back down into the Sea Captain's end. 4 minutes gone by in a scoreless first period. Deep in his own end, it's Tommy Lubin. He'll send one around the boards. First one there is Nuzalillo. Matt Nuzalillo, native of Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, not too far from the Generals' home rink. Now with speed into the Sea Captain zone. Pass across, a shot saved by Pellerito, and he holds on as Braden Kennedy didn't have much real estate to work with, and Brendan Pellerito does a good job of cutting it down. 4 minutes, 21 seconds gone by in the first period. Face off to the right of Pellerito. Stepping in is Nuzalillo once again for the Generals. He'll go up against Ethan Ranger. Ranger with a clean face-off win. First one there is Ward. Reverse back. Harrison Ranger is able to get it out of the zone. Now Mulligan. At the blue line, Ward stepping into it, forces a turnover. Ethan Ranger can't turn up ice. Mulligan, his shot gets blocked, standing in the way of that Moran. Back at the point, Harrison Ranger unable to clear. Here's Moran. At the blue line, getting taken down on the play was Lubin. No call coming. And now Murphy. Back the other way, off the stick of Moran. A pair of Generals go off for a change. Moran swings around far side, Harrison Ranger. Ranger tries the same side wall. There's a ton of Gens coming in that way. And then in front, diving on down, but unable to complete the play for the Generals was Nick Racker. Oh, Racker with a great opportunity as he was sent down to his belly. Shot from the point, saved by Pellerito. The rebound gets blocked. Knocked out of the zone. Ward blocked that one, and he'll hobble his way to the bench. Icing is the call. 14:34 to go in the first period, and because of that icing, Matt Ward, who was shaken up blocking that rebound, will have to stay on the ice. I expect him to try and get a change as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, fresh legs on the ice for the Generals. It's Tyler Ram on the draw. Controlled by the Gens as McCready sends it down deep. Centering feed knocked away by Ward. Ward's laboring out there, but he's able to skate over to the puck, chip it out of the zone, and finally come off for a change. In their own end, it's the Generals looking to break out. Here's Tyler Ram. Ram turns around at the blue line, sends one towards the front. A shot saved by Pellerito. Dangerous opportunity as Caden Hess found himself all alone between the hash marks. And now some pushing and shoving after the whistle as that's Racker and Cunningham getting at each other. Nick Racker, certainly no stranger to the penalty box. He is certainly the straw that stirs the drink of the Northeast Generals. And he's a disciplined player, too. He's able to get under your skin and then manage to keep himself out of the box. It's a special skill to have. Just about 6 minutes gone by in the first. Defensive zone faceoff coming up for the Sea Captains. Sent around the boards by Loftus, not out. Battled for Tapia, trying to force it further. Tapia still with the puck in his skates. Now Loftus has seen enough. He reverses back to the near side wall, out of the reach of Smith. Sent through the slot. Now Drew Schemmel will be able to clear. Has the puck roll off of his stick, stolen away by Lambert. Lambert can't get it into the Sea Captain's end. Bouncing puck just inside the Norwich zone, gets sent all the way down. This should be icing, and there's the whistle. So 13:35 to go in a first period that is not moving at perhaps the pace everybody else would prefer. Faceoff will be to the right of Pellerito as Ben Cunningham prepares to duel once again. He'll go up against Victor Sorokin. Cunningham with the faceoff win off to the side. Chipped back to the point over the stick of McNamee, so the Gens need to regroup. Bayer does a good job of lifting the stick of Frolik at the blue line, not out of the zone. A rising shot over the outstretched glove of Pellerito. Catches nothing but glass. Loftus battling in the corner. Cunningham comes in to help out as well. The scrum goes behind the net where it's controlled by Sorokin. Sorokin from a bad angle off the blocker of Pellerito. Now a drive from the point. Pellerito kicks that aside. Centering feed. Pellerito another save. Loose puck on the side. Referee lost sight of the puck. That evens things up for these two teams, and an appreciative clapping from the audience. 7:01 gone by in the first. Still no score between these two teams. The Generals are certainly out shooting the Norwich Sea Captains officially right now by a 7-2 margin. Nuzzolillo on the draw, tries winning it forward in the crease, a shot save. The rebound, Pellerito goes post to post, and he might have gotten a piece of it. Cleared out of the zone. Here's McNamee back to retrieve. Off the stick of Murphy. Delayed offsides against the Sea Captains. Now Crisp turns the puck over. Unable to get the puck deep, however, was Harrison Ranger. Ward steps up on the play, misses a check. 3-on-1 developing for the Gens. Passed in front. Great save, Brendan Pellerito. Oh, it's a 3-on-1 down low, and Pellerito more than equal to the task. Behind the net now, Murphy. In the corner, interesting bounce off the kick plate. Ends up at the point. A shot gets blocked. Murphy has it knocked off of his stick. Glove down by Austin Crisp, and now Crisp pinching in from the point. Tries to dipsy doodle his way around a pair of Sea Captains defensemen. Centering feed knocked away. Ward off the half wall but not out. Nuzzolillo sends it back down deep off the glass. Shot gets blocked by Moran. Diving out is Kinahan. He can't get it out. Now Harrison Ranger again. All Generals right now. Moran gets bumped by Nuzzolillo. Kinahan waiting for the breakout pass. Eventually it comes his way. Came with a pair of General defenders as well. And now Moran. Knocked off the puck by Murphy. Murphy tries swinging one towards the front of the net. It's blocked. Another shot, and Pellerito sends it aside. Ward off the glass. Sea Captains desperate to get the puck out of the zone. They finally do. They can't get everybody off the ice, as coming back in just as quickly as McNamee. McNamee in front, saved by Pellerito. The rebound, Pellerito makes another save. Oh boy, it's a Brendan Pellerito show this afternoon. Shot from the point, deflected in front. Moran looking to clear, he can't. Now Hayden off the bench, swings one far side, out of the reach of Manahan. Here come the Gens once again. Back into the zone, it's Tyler Ram. Ram a shot, and that goes high. Manahan again. Chips softly right in front of us, collected by Mulligan. Mulligan gets around the forecheck of Schemmel, runs into Hayden. Now on the stick of Lubin. Lubin across the red line, he'll send it down deep. Wrapped around the boards, first one there's Nick Racker. Racker knocked off his stick. Now Hayden looking to move it on up. Gets as far as the red line before the Generals begin to regroup once again. Caden Hess connects through neutral zone with Ram. Sent far side Racker. Racker knocked off his stick by Darryl Smith. Smith, native of Wichita, Kansas, gives along for Timmy Hayden. And the former Danbury Jr. hat trick will softly send it into the northeast zone. D to D they go. Eddie Mulligan through center ice, directed in by Racker. Fresh off the bench with speed is Muir. Muir having to deal with Ward. Managed to put it through his legs. A shot on, gloved by Pellerito, and he'll hold on. 10:01 to go in the first period of play. Brendan Pellerito has been under fire, but he has been more than equal to the task, stopping everything sent his way. Face off to the right of Pellerito. It'll be Cunningham for the Sea Captains against Griffin Muir. Cunningham with a face-off win. He's been strong in the dot so far in this game for Norwich. They'll need more of that. Kept alive at the point by McCready. Now into the near side corner. Picked up by Muir. Muir tried going back to the point. No sail there. Swung back deep in the zone by Gorman. Ward gets turned around by Lambert. Picked up by Muir. Back at the point, unable to control it, was Savoy. And this rolls all the way down the ice. First one there is Joey McCready. McCready turns away from the forecheck of Bayer. Off the boards, out of the reach of Jack Kinahan. Sent back out towards the neutral zone. Just as quickly, the Sea Captains take it back the other way as Bayer sends it down deep. Bayer run into the boards by Savoy. Turned over behind the net. Ethan Ranger, a centering feed, knocked away and out of the zone. Nice job getting a stick on it was Gorman. Now Cedric Savoy, knocked off his stick by Loftus. Well, you think for guys like Sean Loftus and Drew Schemmel playing against this Generals team that they were such an important part of. Can only imagine the emotions going through their mind. Here's Loftus in the corner. Chipped up along further, not out. Kept alive at the point. Pellerito with a glove save off the slap shot from Owen McNamee. And the faceoff will be to his left. 8:42 to go in the first period. Still no score between these two teams. So face off to the left of Pellerito. Cameron Young on the draw. He'll go up against Tegan Bayer. Bayer with a face-off win. Clearing attempt knocked down by McNamee. Losing his stick on the play was Schemmel. Now he's back to retrieve the twig as this gets sent off the glass, but not out. General still controlling offensively. Poked out of the zone. Bayer will race after this. Turned around in front of the General's bench. Then so Northeast will take it back the other way. Here's Marul, or check that. That's Solokin. Knocked off of his stick. Forced up the wall by Schemmel, not out. Turnaround shot off the stick of Lamphere gets deflected into the corner. Ward unable to clear. Sent back to the point. Solokin gives along McNamee. McNamee a shot, and that goes high and wide. Now Lamphere tries forcing one towards the front, deflects back to the point. Faking the shot was McNamee. He's already shown that he can let it go. Ward tried gloving that out in midair, no sail. Ward, this time with the puck on his stick, gets caught from behind. A shot deflected out of play, and the faceoff will remain in the Norwich zone. 7:35 to go in the first period. This is the first of 8 meetings between these two teams this season, as the NA3HL is sticking with divisional play only. There will be the showcase tournament out in Blaine, Minnesota. That is the week before Christmas. And out there, that's where you'll start seeing some different teams from around the country. That schedule has not been released yet. And in the corner, looking to work it up for the Sea Captains was Smith. Getting dumped down on the play was Hayden. That drew a cheer from the Generals faithful. Meanwhile, down the ice, no icing on the play as Ethan Ranger's hustle manages to beat it out. Now Braden Kennedy off the wall, 2-on-1 developing for the Generals. Here they come into the Norwich zone. A shot on, saved by Pellerito as Nuzalillo didn't have anything to pass it across. Meanwhile, we have a whistle. We have a penalty. Now with 6:57 to go in the first period, we will have our first power play of the afternoon. Or perhaps not. Well, it's the non-penalized version of a high stick. Nice when that happens, as I was wondering which player was going to go to the box. So we remain 5 aside. We'll have to keep the special teams hidden for now, as this puck is somewhere under the body of Tony Moran. Eventually it comes along for Harrison Ranger. Ranger canceled out along the wall. Now Moran again. Has an option in Bayer and gives to him. Bayer at the red line. Will pitchfork it down deep. McCoy leaves it off to the side for Lubin. On the forecheck, Cunningham forces a turnover. Just as quickly, he's met by Mulligan. Mulligan manages to squirt one out, collected by Tyler Ram. Ram looking for the outlet feed, puts it right onto the tape of Nick Racker. Now here they come 2-on-2 into the Norwich zone. Racker to the outside, watched closely by Moran. Racker centering feed, nobody home for the Generals. It goes all the way out to the neutral zone, where they must regroup. McCready onto the tape of Ram. Tyler Ram slides one down low for Hess. Caden Hess, puck on his backhand in the far corner. Now on a tour of the offensive zone, drops it off for McCready. Cleared out by the Sea Captains with under 6 to play in the first. Generals have certainly pressed the issue when it comes to the forecheck. They have managed to keep pressure on the Sea Captains basically since the opening face-off, as this puck manages to not hit anything upstairs. No icing on the play. The Generals, or rather the Sea Captains, with a bit of a short bench today. And this is the kind of game that the Generals want to play. Try and grind this Norwich team down. Schemmel leaves it for Loftus. Loftus centering feed, knocked away by Savoy. Now Loftus again. Knocked off of his stick. Ethan Ranger is there. He'll throw one towards goal. That gets blocked for it ever made it there. Savoy gets in the way. Pinching in from the point is Smith. Kept it alive only for a moment. And now here's Loftus. Sends over far side. Schemmel chasing after it. No icing on the play. Schemmel missed his check on McNamee. Cleared out towards center ice. Ward at the red line. Turns it around. Now here's Schemmel floating one back into the General's end. 4:40 to go in the first period. Working it up ahead is Griffin Muir. He's got wheels. Muir a shot, partially deflected by Moran. Pellerito makes the save. The face-off will once again be to Brennan Pellerito's left. Pellerito, a native of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Saw some Pellerito jerseys in the crowd earlier today. Nice to see the support coming from the state of Michigan. Kalamazoo, of course, a proud hockey town itself, home of the Kalamazoo K-Wings. Under 4.5 to go in the first. Here's Cunningham trying to work it up the boards. Shot towards goal by McNamee. Blocked for it ever made its way there. Ward settles it for Moran. And Moran will fling it along for Cunningham. He directs one into the zone, but that deflects off of one of the light stanchions illuminating this sheet of ice. And that means the faceoff will come out into the neutral zone. 4:09 to go in the first period. Aiden Frolik on the draw against Schemmel. Off the draw, 50-50 draw gets controlled by the Generals. Up ahead, it's Crisp. His pass too far out of the reach of Frolik, but it ends up rolling in on goal, so Pellerito has to hold on. Face-off upcoming in the Norwich zone with 4:02 to go in the first period. Well, for the Generals, everything's worked out for them so far, but they have not been able to solve Brendan Pellerito just quite yet. Off the draw, it's Nick Sachs. Sachs lost possession behind the net. A quick shot, one-timer, off the glove of Pellerito. That came courtesy of Frolik. Now the Gens controlling once again. Here's Sorokin behind the net. Sorokin goes back up to the point. Crisp sends one on goal. We have a whistle, as perhaps the net came off of its moorings or the referee just lost sight of the puck. We'll see where the face-off will come. It should be inside the Norwich end, and it looks like that's where it'll be. So 3:37 to go. Face-off to the right of Pellerito. Off the draw. Here's Nuzzolillo. Nuzzolillo centering a feed off the paddle of the stick of Pellerito, doing a good job blocking down that passing lane. Smith behind the net. Gives a bump to Kennedy. Bayer looking to clear. Instead, it'll be the Generals once again. Shot gets blocked. Murphy handcuffed on the shot, never got it out. Bayer trying to work it out of the zone, and he does. One-handed by Schemmel into the northeast end. 3 minutes to go in the first period. Still no score between the Generals and the Norwich Sea Captains. A long pass goes through everybody. This should be icing. There's the touch-up by Loftus. And a rare offensive zone face-off coming up for the Sea Captains. Let's see who comes onto the ice to take this face-off. Looks like the forward line is going to be Ethan Ranger alongside Jack Kinahan and Tim Hayden. Loftus and Moran back on the point. Let's see if the Sea Captains can generate an offensive opportunity out of this. Off the draw, 50-50, one ends up on the sidewall. Kinahan gets hit behind the net, but picking it up with a little space is Ethan Ranger. Ranger along the goal line, gives along. Kinahan's shot gets blocked. Now the Gens break it out the other way. It's Kennedy giving along Murphy. Delayed call coming up, I believe, against the Generals. Slashing is going to be the call with 2:34 to go. And going to the box for Northeast is Braden Kennedy, their number one center. So he'll sit 2 minutes, and we'll get to see the Norwich Sea Captains special teams for the first time today. Now we actually get to see them. Norwich comes into this game on the power play right now, converting at 30.8%, 4 for 13. So, or check that. Yeah, indeed, 4 for 13 so far this season. Meanwhile, for the Generals, they have the 11th best penalty kill so far in the league, killing off 85.7% of their penalties. So the Sea Captains will get to work. Here's Loftus at the point. His shot gets blocked. Loftus, another opportunity. Next one on goal, that just goes wide. Ethan Ranger keeps it alive at the point. He goes off the stick of Cunningham. He wanted to go cross ice where Drew Schemmel was calling for it. Now Schemmel has to race on back as Griffin Muir gets handcuffed on the shot. Sends one off the post. They score! A shorthanded goal by Sean Gorman. And the Generals lead it 1-0. Oh, a frustrating play for the Sea Captains as they were set up in their power play formation. An errant pass leads to a turnover. Pellerito made the initial stop. The rebound goes off the post, bounces behind Pellerito. And Sean Gorman, following up on the play, deposits the puck into the empty net. And with 2 minutes to go in the first period, the Generals lead it 1-0. So now the Sea Captains playing from behind. It's Tegan Bayer. Down into the Gen zone. 75 seconds to go on the Norwich power play. Moran from the point. That deflects just wide. Smith unable to hold the blue line. Sea Captains need to regroup. Under 100 seconds to play in the period. Here's Kinahan. His shot gets blocked. Standing up for that was Chris. Now Manahan's shot. Or check that. That was Harrison Ranger with the attempt that went wide. Moran pinching in from the point. Kinahan there as well. 5 players in this scrum as the Gens are quite happy just to keep it pinned up against the boards. That's exactly what Chris was doing. Eventually it comes out to the point. Moran's shot gets blocked, and it's sent all the way down the ice. Pellerito just as quickly sends it right back down. Nobody paying attention for the Sea Captains. No icing on the play. But once again, the Generals are able to clear it down the ice now with under a minute to go in the period. Here is Ward. With 18 seconds to go on the power play. His pass behind Manahan and cleared off one of the supports of this roofing system, courtesy of Cedric Savoy. Not sure if he could, well, he's talented enough he probably could do that again if he tried. But the faceoff will be at center ice with 46.2 seconds to go in the period and 12 seconds to go on Norwich's power play. Cunningham on the draw against Racker. Racker wanted to win it forward. Instead, it'll be Cunningham taking control. Given along for Manahan. 40 seconds to go in the period. Manahan's attempt towards goal gets deflected wide. McCready, not out. Schemmel sends it back down deep. Penalty has expired. We're back to 5-a-side hockey with 28 to go in the period. Off the stick of Manahan. Loose puck picked up by Tyler Ram. Now Ram through the neutral zone. Picks up Hess. Back for Ram. Ram knocked down to the ice. He was hit by a pair of Sea Captains, and he's injured. Tyler Ram, that will draw the whistle. 9.5 seconds to go. Just a bad play for Tyler Ram as he bounced off a pair of Norwich defensemen. Nothing dirty about the play, but you hate to see it. Faceoff should come out into the neutral zone with 9.5 seconds to go in the period. Ram able to make his way back to the Generals bench under his own power. I'm sure they'll take a look at him over the course of the first intermission. So perhaps the last face-off. It's Aiden Froelich on the draw against Ethan Ranger. One forward, right onto the stick of a Generals defenseman. Chipped off the glass by Savoy. 2 seconds and 1. And that is how we end the first period of play. So at the end, underway for the second period as Ben Cunningham wins the faceoff back to Tony Moran. Moran sends one off the stick of Bayer, and that's going to result in a penalty as Owen McNamee comes up high on Tegan Bayer. And we'll get to see the Sea Captains power play for the second time this afternoon. They're 0 for 1 so far. And they did give up that shorthanded goal towards the end of the first period, so you know they'll be looking to improve upon that as they jump out to this man advantage just 10 seconds into the second. It'll be Ethan Ranger, Drew Schemmel, and Ben Cunningham up front. Sean Loftus on the point with Tim Hayden. Off the draw, the Generals looking to clear. Loftus keeps it alive, sends it back into the corner. Now Loftus has to glove this one out of midair. 2 forecheckers on top of him, and eventually Griffin Muir is able to knock it away. Loftus once again, this time he'll wrap one down into the general zone. McCoy out of his net to settle things down. Loftus at the blue line. His shot gets deflected wide. That went off the shin pad of Austin Crisp in front of the net. Ranger down low, Schemmel. Schemmel bumped off the puck by Crisp. Those two were teammates last year. Now Ethan Ranger again. Spun down, but still managed to give it along for Schemmel, who takes a sharp angle attempt. Goes high and wide. Loftus just able to hold it alive at the blue line. Sends one on goal. Saves the rebound off the side of the net. Ethan Ranger from a bad angle just quite couldn't cut it. Now Loftus again. Hard pass across. Hayden will send it down deep. Ends up in the near side corner. Ethan Ranger, the first one there. Leaves it for Cunningham, and now Schemmel. As the Sea Captains get set up. Schemmel a shot. Saved by McCoy, and he'll hold on. Well, DeMar McCoy, the Philadelphian, has not seen too much rubber thrown his way. Face-off will come up to his left. Minute 15 gone by in the second period. 55 seconds to go in the Sea Captains' second power play of the game. One more player required for the Sea Captains. That'll be Drew Schemmel coming back onto the ice. And he'll get double shifted on the power play. Off the draw, it's sent into the corner. Wrapped hard around the boards by Mulligan out of the zone. Loose puck picked up, and now here's Cody Lambert. Short-handed on goal, saved by Pellerito. Has to dive out to jump on the rebound. And the face-off will be to his left. 45 to go on the power play. Schemmel will come to the bench in favor of Ethan Ranger. And again, the Sea Captains playing with a short bench, so you want to keep these shifts short. And you see, well, some of the usual suspects out on the ice fairly often. Here's Moran off the boards, too far to be controlled by Kinahan. Sent back in by Nuzzolillo. Now Moran behind the net. Connects up ahead. It's Smith. And now Kinahan with 23 to go in the power play. Given back for Ranger, a shot. That's blocked. Rebound ends up on the side of the net. Eventually it's controlled by the Generals. Fanning on the clearing attempt was Nuzzolillo, but it still manages to trickle over the blue line. And so the Sea Captains have to regroup. Ranger lost possession. Here's Nuzzolillo, short-handed a shot, saved by Pellerito, and he'll hold on. So 2:05 gone by in the second. 5 seconds to go in the Sea Captains power play. That has certainly been their most sustained offensive pressure so far in this game. They'll finish their power play with a defensive zone face-off. Drew Schemmel on the draw against Tyler Ram. Good to see Ram back out there after he was shaken up towards the end of the first period. Loftus forces one that's too far to be controlled by Cunningham. Thrown towards goal, blocked by Loftus. Penalty has expired, and we're back to five-a-side hockey. Here is Cunningham trying to go up the wall for Schemmel. Hayden, now Schemmel. Cunningham in pursuit. This gets put off the glass. And so the Generals once again are able to clear. Caden Hess. Intercepted by Hayden. Sent back down into the Norwich zone. Cunningham at the red line sends it through a few players. No icing on the play. And so McCoy leaves it behind the net. Around the boards, here's Loftus. Loftus, a shot saved by McCoy, and he holds on. Well, we've mentioned Drew Schemmel and Sean Loftus, members of the Northeast Generals last year, friends with lots of these Generals players. Well, the nice thing about having these guys in Norwich now is they bring their families out. And especially in the Loftus family, it's a special day. It's his grandmother Elaine Bennett's birthday. She turns. So happy birthday, Elaine. Glad that you could tune on in, along with everybody else watching this game today. 3 minutes gone by in the second period. Generals lead it 1-0. Brendan Pellerito has played superb in goal for the Norwich Sea Captains so far. He would like a little offensive support as this puck just gets deflected wide. Glove down in the slot, unable to clear his Manahan. Manahan then blocks the shot that was thrown towards goal by Sorokin. And now Tony Moran with only a second or two to think about things, sends one off the boards. Manahan manages to take out Solokin. Bouncer in from the blue line, directed wide by Pellerito. At the blue line, here's Austin Crisp. Crisp down low. Frolik. Puck got caught up on the net for a moment. Comes just as quickly loose. Manahan looking to clear. Unable to hold the line is McNamee. At their own blue line, the Generals regroup back. And McNamee has his pass knocked away by Hayden. Spinning one back into the zone is Sam Lamphere. Pellerito leaves it behind for Ward. Matt Ward, a native of Milford, Connecticut, just about an hour or so down the road from here in Norwich. Nice to see the local flavor when it comes to these junior teams, as a spinning shot by Hayden just goes wide. Oh, Hayden and McCoy were teammates in Danbury last year. You figure McCoy saw plenty of those shots during practice as this puck rolls in on Brendan Pellerito. Faceoff will be in the Norwich end. 4:33 to go, or gone by in the second period. Another defensive zone faceoff for the Sea Captains. That'll be Braden Kennedy on the draw. One too many Sea Captains out on the ice. And so Schemmel will get sent back to the bench. He'll pick up Nick Sachs as well. And now we're ready to go. Clean faceoff win by Ben Cunningham. Loftus to Hayden, not out. Shot from the point gets blocked by Loftus. A turnaround shot, not missing by much, was Nuzzolillo. Gens control once again. A centering feed goes through the blue paint. Pellerito had to be careful it didn't deflect off his stick and in. Cleared out of the zone. Not very far as it'll be Kennedy. Tripped up at the blue line. Sea Captains need to stay on side. Loftus will send it down deep, and Hayden will go after it. Reversed back to the same side wall. Norwich in the middle of a change. Onto the stick and into the zone. It's Tyler Ram. Swings one back. A shot! Pellerito makes the save. Boy, Brendan Pellerito has had to deal with some dangerous opportunities in this game. Loftus connects up ahead. Ethan Ranger. Ranger trying to drive to the outside. Can't get around Eddie Mulligan. Mulligan swings it back the other way, and now it's Nolan Murphy. His pass was too far behind Nuzzolillo. Cleared out of the zone. Chasing after it is Hayden. Delayed icing gets wiped out with the hustle of Hayden. And now Ranger behind the net. Tries going back for Hayden. Intercepted by Kennedy. Out of the zone. Chasing back is Sachs. Sachs has a forechecker on him. They both go tumbling down to the ice. Pellerito, meanwhile, was able to keep the puck aside. And Schemmel off the glass. And now a 2-on-1 developing for the Sea Captains. It's Ethan Ranger, has his brother Harrison with him. Ranger, a shot, he scores! Ethan Ranger! And we're tied at 1. How about that? Happiness in the Ranger household. As Ethan Ranger goes down on a 2-on-1 with his brother Harrison. And Ranger, low to the glove side, beats McCoy to make this a 1-1 hockey game. Oh, and the Sea Captains needed that. 6:08 gone by in the second period. It's been all Generals up until this point. But one mistake, one opportunity for Norwich. And they tie things up. Now keeping it alive at the blue line is Darryl Smith. Sea Captains with a bit of a fire under them now. Bayer tries to get it down deep. Knocked down by Ram. Tyler Ram swung up the wall. Racker. His pass can't be controlled by Hess. Instead, it will be Smith picking it up. He blindly reverses it. Quick shot on goal. Saved by Pellerito as Tyler Ram, as a third forward high, was gifted a shot. Pellerito, however, more than equal to the task. Feel bad for the laundry crew of this Norwich Sea Captains team. Figure they might have a couple puck marks that they have to get out of the jersey of Brendan Pellerito before this game's over. He has played very well. Here is Crisp from the point. Shot gets knocked down. Pellerito the save, the rebound. Pellerito pokes it out towards the point. Another shot, and Pellerito gets a skate on it. Now Ward reverses Kinahan. Kinahan trying to work it up the wall. A pair of Generals say no. Ward again has some help from Schemmel. Schemmel canceled out by Crisp. Puck pops out, and Tyler Ram centering feed off the skates of Kinahan. Norwich unable to clear. Here's Austin Crisp again. This shot deflects out of play, and the faceoff will remain in the Sea Captain's end. 12:50 to go in the second period. Fresh legs coming onto the ice for both of these teams. Hayden and Loftus on the blue line. Manahan, Bayer, and Ethan Ranger up front for the home team. A shot right off the draw. Nice timing shown by Cody Lambert as he got that before the puck even hit the ice, but he shot it wide. Now Bayer takes a second look, gives to Ethan Ranger. Ranger tries floating one ahead for Manahan. Offsides is called as that was knocked down out of midair. And we'll have a draw just outside the Generals' end with 12:36 to go in the second period. Tied at 1 between the Northeast Generals and the Norwich Sea Captains. If you're just tuning in, Sean Gorman in the first, shorthanded for the Generals. Ethan Ranger moments ago for the Sea Captains. We've got ourselves an even game. Loftus holds the puck alive at the blue line. Generals will try clearing out on the other side. This time they get it as far as the red line before Hayden will send it right back in. Delayed offsides against the Generals. Ethan Ranger thought he timed it correctly. Instead, the Gens are able to clear it as far as the Norwich blue line before Hayden gives along for Loftus. Loftus knocked off his stick by Muir. Now a 2-on-1 developing here, and sending it in front is, or check that, was Gorman. Knocked away at center ice right in front of us. Bayer. Far side, and now Muir. Muir chipping it down deep. Hayden the first one there. He'll reverse back Loftus. Loftus without an option, instead just bounces it off the boards. Lucks out as it goes off a General's stick, so no icing on the play. Mulligan. Now McCready. McCready knocked down by Harrison Ranger. Puck recollected by Cameron Young, and he'll send it back down deep. Hayden for Cunningham. Turned over, Generals maintain possession as it's Savoy. D to D for McCready. McCready sends one back around the boards. Not much in the tape-to-tape pass department, as a nice hit thrown along the boards by Drew Schemmel. Cleared down the ice by the Sea Captains. Cunningham has an opportunity to beat out the icing call, and yet the whistle blows regardless. So Ben Cunningham was going to be the first player to the puck, and it looks as though the referees make the right decision. No icing on the play. Face-off instead will just be in the General zone, and both teams able to change. So 10:57 to go in the second period. Fresh legs on the ice for both these teams as Norwich head coach Kevin Cunningham discussing things with the linesman. Cunningham was the head coach in Danbury for the previous 2 seasons, leading the Danbury Colonials and then the Danbury Junior Hat-Tricks to playoff appearances in both of those years. Now striking out on his own with the Norwich Sea Captains. Here is Ward playing one hard off the glass. It gets as far as the Generals' blue line. First time that we've seen Norwich put together a 2-1 forecheck in a while. Sent back down into the zone, and now it's McNamee along the near side. Chipped into the zone, trying to work his way forward, and coming up with it is Kennedy. A shot saved by Pellerito. And Brendan Pellerito will hold on for another face-off to his right. 10:17 to go in the second period. 24 shots on goal for the Northeast Generals. Brendan Pellerito has stopped 23. To Pellerito's right, it's Ethan Ranger on the draw. Won by the Generals. Swung back down low. First one there is Kennedy. A centering feed, a backhand shot. They score! Matthew Nozzolillo. And it's 2-1 Generals. Nozzolillo found a soft spot in the defense. And a backhand shot over the glove of Brendan Pellerito restores the lead for the Generals. And for Nuzzolillo, it is his first goal this season at the NA3HL level. So now the Sea Captains playing from behind once again. It's Drew Schemmel looking to turn things around. Gives along to Cunningham. Cunningham sends one on goal, saved by McCoy. Face-off will be to his left with 10 minutes gone by in the second period. Cunningham, Schemmel, and Harrison Ranger up front for the Sea Captains. Tyler Ram steps in for this draw, and he wins it. Drew Schemmel, the first one there, knocked off his stick by the poke check of McCoy. Loftus from the point. That shot gets blocked. It's lost in the skates of Ram. Sent back down deep around the boards. Racker sees this go past him. Smith the drive, and he missed wide. Loftus had a forechecker behind him, and Nick Racker. Those two were teammates last year. Now Mulligan up for Ram. Loftus steps in from the blue line, keeps it in the offensive zone. Manages to find Schemmel, or check that Harrison Ranger. Now Ethan Ranger looking to get it back down deep. Ranger knocks it off the stick of Lamphere. Lamphere able to recover, forced around the wall, and now Caden Hess. Hess gets it as far as the red line. Caden Hess, 2 games, 2 goals, and an assist. His 3 points lead the Northeast Generals. Some pushing and shoving along the wall, eventually coming up with it, but only for a moment was Racker. Sent off the boards, down the ice it goes, no icing on the play. Mulligan will be the first one there. Jack Kinahan forechecking for the Sea Captains. Thrown up the wall as far as the red line before Hayden is there. Now Hayden off the skate of Ranger. Played off the boards and collected by Caden Hess. Hess turns it over. Ethan Ranger picks it up. Had Manahan with him as well. Tried giving it to him. Now Ethan Ranger collects fans on the shot, and the Generals are able to clear. Cody Lambert on a developing 3-on-2. Lambert to the outside. Sends one in front. They score! Griffin Muir on the deflection. 3-1 Generals. We have spoken about the speed of Griffin Muir, and you see it on display there. He splits the Sea Captain's defense, takes the pass, and deflects it past the blocker side of goaltender Brendan Pellerito. And the Northeast Generals, with 8:22 to go in the second period, lead it by 2. It's 3-1. Let's see how the Sea Captains respond from this. It's Hayden taking it among himself. From the blue line on goal, McCoy makes the save. Manahan was looking for a rebound and then has a bit of a conversation with Cedric Savoy. Savoy, the only Canadian on this Northeast Generals roster, but not the only international player, as Victor Sorokin hails from St. Petersburg in Russia. Here's Matt Ward for the Sea Captains. Can't keep the puck in the zone. Sean Gorman coming back the other way. Gorman watched closely by Schemmel, who is covering for Ward. Given back to the point. Savoy just keeps it in the zone. McCready will send it around far side. Ward behind the net. Manahan out of his reach. Now in the near side corner. Schemmel chasing for it, but pinching it from the point is McCready. Puck pinned up against the wall by Hayden. Looking to dig it on out is Sean Gorman. Eventually it comes back to McCready. McCready unable to keep it in the zone. Here comes Cunningham, and now another 2-on-1 developing. Cunningham tries to go inside out on defenseman Cedric Savoy. Savoy did a good job of separating him from the puck, and the Generals are able to clear. Long pass through the neutral zone. It's Sean Gorman back the other way. Gorman's pass was behind the stick of Lambert. Turned over, and now here comes Ethan Ranger into the zone. Ranger shot, saved the rebound just out of reach of Harrison. Now Harrison Ranger had the rebound come his way, but it was just out of his reach. Loftus back into his zone. Ethan Ranger picks it up. Ranger on a breakaway, backhand shot, and he missed wide. Ranger then tries centering it onto the stick of Victor Solokin. Jen's able to clear through center ice. Loftus sends one into the far side half wall. Waiting for that was Lamphere. Lamphere behind the net. Goes back to the point, Crisp. D to D they go. Shot from the point, catches nothing but glass. Now Crisp stepping in from the point. Centering feed. Goes off of a Norwich stick, not out of the zone. Turnaround shot by Lamphere goes off the side of the cage. Pellerito makes a save. Another turnaround shot, and this goes back up to the point. Behind the net, Lamphere down to one knee, back up to his skates. Goes back for McNamee. McNamee's shot goes wide. Pinching in is Crisp again. You see how active these Generals defensemen are. It's giving Norwich all sorts of problem getting the puck out of their zone. In the corner, Lamphere. D to D they go. This pass goes through the legs of McNamee, and he has to send it back into the Norwich end as the Generals touch up. 5:45 to go in the second period. Start of this period, 1-0 in favor of the Generals. They lead it now 3-1. Here's Victor Solokin. The Russian gets crunched up against the boards as the Generals came in off sides. Faceoff will come out towards the neutral zone with 5:32 to go in the second period. Now, we mentioned how Caden Hess leads this Northeast Generals team with 3 points, 2 goals, and 1 assist. Nolan Maruli has a goal and 2 assists, but a terrible injury that Maruli needs to deal with, a broken leg. You see the Generals honoring him by keeping his jersey pinned up behind their bench. Nolan Maruli has been a member of the Generals organization for a few years now. Manahan along far side, Bayer. Bayer a shot, and McCoy might have gotten a piece of it with his stick. Hayden's pinching in from the point, can't hold it alive. Now sprung up ahead, here's Nolan Murphy. Murphy a shot, saved by Pellerito. It's loose in the crease, cleared out by Ward. Oh, Brendan Pellerito has done everything that the Sea Captains have asked of him so far in this game and more. Another rising shot off the glove of Pellerito. Worked down low. Here's Kennedy. Turned off the puck. Hayden racing for it, manages to get it out of the zone. Puck loose at the red line. And now another breakaway developing. This is Braden Kennedy, and Kennedy shot saved by Pellerito. He gets the rebound as well and holds on. Oh, Brendan Pellerito putting on a clinic for the Norwich Sea Captains today. Face-off will be to his right. 4:28 to go in the second period. And the Sea Captains trailing by 2, but Brendan Pellerito, if not for his heroics, it could be much worse. It'll be Cunningham on the draw against Tyler Ram. Shot from the point deflects wide. Now Ethan Ranger out of the zone. Ranger again. 6 players trying to free the puck up at the blue line. Eventually they do. Daryl Smith tripped up on the play. Chipped in from the point. It ends up behind the net of Pellerito. Racker. Now Mulligan. And Racker again. Swung around behind. Here's Caden Hess. And Racker, the captain of the Generals, goes back to Hess at the blue line. A one-time shot on goal by Mulligan, gloved by Pellerito. A little pushing and shoving after the play. Face-off will remain in the Norwich end with 3:48 to go in the second period. And a definite stick tap to the Northeast Generals social media team. We've been talking about Griffin Muir so often. Kind of funny because Griffin Muir, he's not the one wearing 12. That's Peyton Felix, the Northeast Generals veteran player. Felix with a goal and an assist in this game, as he assisted on the initial shorthanded goal by Sean Gorman in the first. A bouncing puck on goal. Pellerito makes the save. So Felix will certainly get the credit that he is due, and he'll step in for another face-off against Drew Schemmel. Won by Felix. Sent down into the corner over the stick of McCready. McCready still forechecking. 6'3" defenseman. That's a big body to move when he's in front of a net. Here's Kinahan looking to get it out of the zone. Can't poke it past Gorman. Loose puck picked up. Here's Felix centering feed. Ends up going back to the point. Savoy will go all the way around the offensive zone. Eventually throws one towards front. That deflects off the skates of Schemmel. Loose puck picked up. Peyton Felix, backhand shot off the post. Oh, Felix nearly had his second of the game, and then Pellerito's able to recover and hold on. Meanwhile, a pileup now on the side of the cage. Everyone involved, seemingly so. And for the Generals, their defensemen taking a look at the pile. And we'll see if this results in the faceoff being moved out of the zone or if any penalties will arise out of this. Wouldn't surprise me if both teams sent a player to the box, but that is ultimately up to the referee. 3:03 to go in the second period. Tegan Bayer will find his way back to the Sea Captain's bench. It doesn't look like there's going to be any penalties out of this, so let them play. They'll work it out on their own. Face-off coming up to the left of Pellerito. Face-off is going to come outside of the zone as once again the Generals defenseman. Once you come on down from the blue line, usually it's the top of the circles, the delineation point, but when the defensemen come in to get involved in an after-whistle altercation, face-off is supposed to come out of the zone, and the officiating crew got that one right. So off the draw, it's Loftus looking to work it up the wall. Knocked down by Crisp. Here's Austin Crisp working on in. Loftus cancels him out neatly in the corner. Those two still tied up together. Meanwhile, on the far side, Generals looking to clear. Ranger. Knocked down, had his feet taken out from under him by Frolik. At center ice once again, sent on down into the zone. Loftus the first one there with under 2.5 to go. Loftus wrapped around the boards, gets it over the blue line. McNamee reverses back the other way. Generals on delayed offsides, and so Loftus flings one off to the near side wall. That goes off the skates of Harrison Ranger, and now Manahan into the chest of DeMar McCoy. He'll hold on, and the faceoff will be to his left with 2:05 to go in the second period. So 2:05 to go. The Sea Captains coming to life a bit towards the end of this second period. They've surrendered 2 so far in this frame. And Brendan Pellerito, he might be the talk of the NA3HL by the end of this weekend, as he has certainly put on a show. Here's Hayden with a shot, knocked down, and Lubin. Pass was behind Nuzzolillo, rolls all the way down ice. No icing on the play, and so Hayden has to play it to the near side wall for Drew Schemmel. Schemmel up the wall, not out of the zone. Cunningham unable to clear either. Here's Nuzzolillo, who has a goal himself. Leaves it for Kennedy. Given back to the point. Mulligan a drive, and that's blocked. Given up ahead, just out of the reach of Schemmel. He's going to keep chasing after this. Icing is called. And the faceoff will come back down into the Norwich zone. You see what Eddie Mulligan did there. He didn't necessarily interfere with Drew Schemmel, simply got in front of him. And when the decision is, well, who's closer to the puck? If you're in front of the other forechecker, makes life easy for the linesman. 96 seconds to go in the second. Face off to the left of Pellerito. Cunningham with the face-off win. This goes off the glove of Tommy Lubin. He'll shake that one out as the Generals regroup at center ice. An errant pass ends up on the stick of Timmy Hayden. Hayden works it into the General zone, turned down at the blue line, off the glass. Flipped back the other way. Bayer. D-to-D they go for the Gens with under 75 seconds to go in the period. At center ice. Hayden waiting for it. Had to go off the boards. Open in the slot was Nuzzolillo. He was completely unmarked. Another shot gets blocked. Bayer picks it up, and he'll look to break out now with under a minute to play in the second period. Cunningham will simply swipe it down deep. McCoy will leave it behind the net where it's picked up by Lubin. Ethan Ranger, a bouncing shot. That goes wide. Ranger, the lone goal scorer for the Sea Captains. That came early in the second period. Here's Kinahan from the blue line, and McCoy sends it aside. 35 to go in the period. Jens looking to clear. Picked up by Nolan Murphy. Generals well off sides as Matt Nuzzolillo was nearly at the top of the circles by the time Nolan Murphy came into the zone. You're not allowed to do that. Faceoff will be in the neutral zone with 26.1 to go in the period. Looks like the teams disagreed on what side of the ice the faceoff would be. Luckily, it's the officials who decide it for us. And off the draw, Ethan Ranger for Kinahan. Now Manahan looking to get it deeper. Sealing things off along the wall was Crisp. 16 seconds to go in the period. Time for one last offensive rush as Loftus sends one up ahead. Ethan Ranger facing after it. 8 seconds to go. Crisp wraps it around far side, kept alive by Ward. 3 seconds to go in the period. Kinahan can't take the shot, and that'll do it for the 73 of 36, and he's looked very good while doing it. Back underway for the third period. Norwich in their home white uniforms with the red and blue trim. They'll skate from right to left on your screens at home for the final period of regulation as a shot goes wide off the stick of Nuzzolillo. Sent in front. It's underneath Pellerito. Now he realizes it and holds on for a face-off to his right just 18 seconds into the period. Well, the one Norwich goal came off of a turnover at their own blue line by the Generals. A 2-on-1 back the other way. Ethan Ranger and his brother Harrison. And it was all Ethan putting the puck in the back of the net. And towards the end of that second period, the Sea Captains had a couple more odd man rushes. They'll need to take advantage when those opportunities present themselves, as the Generals certainly know how to lock a game down. This is the team that represented the East Division at the Fraser Cup last season. And right now, they remain undefeated so far this year. Sent in on goal, Pellerito will simply leave it in front of a net for Sean Loftus. Loftus's pass too far for Bayer. Collected by Ethan Ranger, and he sends one that goes in front of the Generals bench. No icing on the play, and no McNamee. McNamee around the boards all the way down the ice. Will this be icing? Yes, as Timmy Hayden touches up. And so an offensive zone faceoff coming up for the Sea Captains, a minute 15 into the third period. We had mentioned plenty of other hockey games here in the NA3HL coming up tonight. Perhaps the matchup of the night at 8:30 Eastern Time out in Mason City, Iowa. It'll be the Mason City Toros against the Rochester Grizzlies. That is something of a rematch of the Fraser Cup final, as back then it was the North Iowa Bulls defeating the Rochester Grizzlies. The Bulls then move up to the NAHL. The Mason City Toros take their place, and well, some of the same players on that North Iowa team now playing for Mason City. Meanwhile, for the Grizzlies in that game, well, after losing the Fraser Cup, you know the players who are returning, that's been on their mind ever since they got back on the ice for the 2021-22 season. Now a 3-on-1 developing for the Generals. Given back, a shot, and it's sending it wide was Austin Crisp. I think Crisp was looking to generate a rebound there, but he just couldn't get it on goal. Now Mulligan. Chipped back down into the Norwich zone. First one there is Bayer, and he sends it around the boards. Not out of the zone. Lubin sends it back in. Ward collects for the Sea Captains, and he tries to rush things forward himself. Knocked off his stick by Lambert. Ward now diving out. Can't get anything on it as Peyton Felix into the corner. His centering feed goes off of a defenseman's stick. Now Felix picks up the puck again. Goes back to the point. Here's Mulligan. Mulligan a shot. Standing up and blocking it was Bayer. Another shot. Pellerito makes a save from a bad angle. It gets sent over the top of the net. Sea Captains need a change. Sent back down into the near side corner. First one there is Mulligan. Goes back up at the point. Here's Peyton Felix with a shot. Deflects wide. Now Caden Hess. Tried sending it towards goal. Knocked away by Ward. Kinahan's able to clear it as far as the red line. Gets dumped down to the ice for his troubles, courtesy of Tommy Lubin. And the Generals right back into the offensive zone. Gloved by Pellerito. He'll hold on as Lambert didn't get everything he wanted on that shot. Face-off will remain in the Sea Captain's end with 3 minutes and 21 seconds gone by in the third period. Always nice when the numbers work out like that. 3-2-1. A little trivia question for you folks at home. If you know where area code 321 actually is, give you a moment to think about it as this shot goes wide. Here's Joey McCready at the point. Nothing going. Now here's Ethan Ranger already with one goal. His shot saved by McCoy, and he'll hold on. Well, Norwich starting to get the offensive opportunities again. Face off to the left of McCoy. Ethan Ranger on the draw for the Sea Captains. Generals need to figure out who they want to take the draw. It'll be Peyton Felix. Ranger tries to win it forward. Harrison Ranger, a shot saved by McCoy, and he holds on. Well, certainly not the prettiest of plays, but trailing by 2, it doesn't matter how pretty it is as long as it gets over the goal line. Generals will change up their wingers. They'll keep Peyton Felix on the ice for the face-off. This one, Felix wins. Generals will send it around to the near side. Daryl Smith keeps it alive at the blue line. Sent into the corner. Felix unable to clear. Nice job by Smith holding the blue line for a second time. Can't do it a third. Puck still hung up right by that blue line. Back down into the general zone now. Smith has this hop over his stick, and so back to retrieve is Sean Loftus. Loftus out of his own end. Connects with Harrison Ranger. Off the board. Chasing after this is Manahan. With a step on him was Cody Lambert, and then Lambert gets the puck. Got Manahan as well. Manahan will go back to the bench. Now Sorokin. The Russian over the red line into the Norwich zone. Offsides is called. Too many men on the ice is going to be the penalty. Not sure which team it's going against. Considering the Generals had possession of the puck, I think it will go against them. And we'll see who actually goes to serve this penalty. Face-off is going to be in the Sea Captain zone. So the penalty is actually going to go against them. Tony Moran will serve the 2-minute minor. And we get to see the Generals on the power play for the first time in this game. Coming into this game, the Generals with the man advantage. They've looked all right. They're in the middle of the pack so far, only converting on 10% of their opportunities. 1 goal on 10 opportunities, but again, this is only their 3rd game of the regular season. Meanwhile, for the Sea Captains, their penalty kill only right now officially killing off 50% of their penalties. That's a number that will need to be improved. So the Gens getting to work, already up by 2. Stepping on in is Kennedy. His shot deflects wide. Chasing after it is Cunningham. Cunningham flips it up but not out of the zone. Fielded by Crisp. Swung down low. Here's Tyler Ram. Behind the net. They'll work it all the way around now to the top of the umbrella. Given back along Hess. Hess a shot. Pellerito the save. Rebound cleared out of the zone. Jack Kinahan chasing after it. Kinahan's going to get there first. Short-handed, he scores! What a shot! Jack Kinahan! A short-handed goal, and it's 3-2. For Kinahan, it's his 2nd goal of the season, unassisted. And what a laser over the glove of DeMar McCoy, who caught him by surprise. And with 14:41 to go in the 3rd period and 1:04 to go on the Generals' power play, once again, we have a 1-goal game. What a shot by Kinahan, the Stamford, Connecticut native, making his presence felt further north along the shoreline. So now the Generals get back to work. We mentioned how Norwich needed to take advantage of the opportunities they were given. That's exactly what they were able to accomplish. Eddie Mulligan at the point. Fakes the shot. Pass intended for the bumper position. That was Peyton Felix in the area. Pass was behind him, and it's cleared all the way down. Only a short-handed goal for both teams in this game. You don't see that too often. Here's Peyton Felix cutting on in. Felix a shot, and he shot it out of play. Not sure if that deflected off of somebody. We'll know depending on where the face-off is. Looks like Pellerito might have gotten a piece of it. So the face-off will remain in the Norwich zone. And even 6 minutes gone by in the third. 24 seconds to go in the Generals' power play. A power play that has seen them surrender a shorthanded goal to Jack Kinahan moments ago. Peyton Felix on the draw against Ethan Ranger. One back by Felix. This puck goes off the high glass right in front of the grandstand here. Ward tried forcing along further, controlled by Northeast. Given back up at the point. Mulligan, he'll play catch with Felix. A shot. Pellerito got a blocker on it. It goes behind the net. Now popped on out for Nuzzolillo. Nuzzolillo, dangerous pass back from Mulligan. Ethan Ranger looking for the intercept. Penalty has expired. We're back to five-a-side hockey. Centering feed. Ranger is there, and he'll pitchfork it all the way down the ice. This should be icing. And there's the whistle as Felix will touch up. So, 13:25 to go in regulation time. Face-off will come back down into the Norwich zone. One of the rule changes for this season is teams now get to decide where they want the initial face-off in the offensive zone on icings and power plays, and it looks like the Gens want to be on the near side here as Cameron Young will step in for the draw. You need a sea captain to hop in, and it'll be Ethan Ranger answering the bell. On a 50-50 draw, it's controlled by the sea captains. Manahan hard off the boards. This should be another icing call, and there's a whistle. So we'll do it all over again to Pellerito's left. 13:17 to go in regulation time. Once again, it'll be Cameron Young on the draw against Ethan Ranger. This time, Young wins it forward. It bounces in on goal. Pellerito makes the save, and then that draws a crowd as looking to poke it on out was Aiden Frolik. Pellerito, sure-handed as always, holds on, and the faceoff will again be to his left. 5 fresh legs on the ice for the Sea Captains as they had just had 2 icing calls go against them. So Ben Cunningham on the draw now. One into the corner. Behind the net, Loftus comes back up the same side wall, or rather that was the plan. Instead, the puck flutters its way over the glass, and we'll have another face-off in the Norwich end. For the Northeast Generals, they'll be in action again on Sunday as they take a trip further south in Connecticut. They'll face off against the Danbury Junior Hat-Tricks. Meanwhile, for the Norwich Sea Captains, taking a look at their weekend, they'll be on the road tomorrow, a 6:30 face-off up in Holyoke, as they will face off against the Bay State Bobcats. Sent back down into the General's end. First one there is McCready. Wrapped around the boards. Sachs pinching in from the point. Managed to break things up, but only for a moment. Now McCready again off the boards. Cunningham flips it back the other way. Bayer looking for a 2 men on the ice penalty against the Generals. He's not going to get that. And instead it will be Peyton Felix with a shot. Pellerito sends it into the corner. Rebound hops over to stick of Felix. Bayer looking to clear. Pinching in from the point is Lubin. Keeps it alive. Sent across to the slot. And then the pass is behind Peyton Felix as he was behind the Norwich D. Sent all the way down the ice once again. There's the whistle. And with 11:58 to go in regulation time, another defensive zone faceoff coming up for the Norwich Sea Captains. Coming up on 2 o'clock here on the East Coast. So glad you folks could join us today. My name's Zach McGinnis. Just about 12 minutes to go in regulation time. The Northeast Generals holding on to a 1-goal lead. At the point, it's Mulligan. Runs into trouble as Kinahan tries to break things up. Ward diving out. Can't get it out of the zone. Peyton Felix controls. Felix in the corner. Gorman. And now Felix again. Picks up Lambert. Lambert wanted to send it towards the front where Gorman was waiting for it. Loose puck in the corner, controlled by the Gens. It's Gorman. Given back to the point, Mulligan. Pass Gorman behind the net. First one there is Sachs. Sachs didn't realize he had a forechecker right behind him, lost possession of the puck. Kinahan deflects a centering feed off to the side, and then a quick turnaround shot by Lambert. Kicked aside by Pellerito. Given back to Lambert again. This time his stick fails him. Unable to clear the puck out was Schemmel. Centering feed, knocked down by Pellerito, and then a turning spin around shot by Gorman goes wide. Now Nolan Murphy sends one off the end wall. Puck comes out to the near side wall. Sea Captains can't do anything except send it down the ice. And this may have the legs for icing once again. It does. There's the whistle. So 10:48 to go in the third period. Certainly a frustrating turn of events for the Norwich Sea Captains as Cody Lambert's stick broke at the blue line. But they were unable to take advantage and spring an odd man rush going back the other way. Now they have to clear the debris of what remains of Lambert's stick off the ice. Looks like they're able to get that sorted out at the Norwich bench. 10:48 to go in the third. And the face-off to Brandon Pellerito's left. It'll be Ben Cunningham on the draw for Norwich. And they're actually going to move the face-off out towards center ice. That draws an appreciative cheer from the crowd. And with the face-off, or actually they're going to move it all the way down into the Generals' end. So I suppose they're saying that that whistle for the icing was an error. Because of that, Norwich is also able to change. And they'll have an offensive zone face-off. So it'll be Cunningham on the draw against Kennedy. About 150 feet away from where we first thought that would be. Off the draw, puck loose in the slot, controlled by the Generals, and they're able to get it out of the zone. Gaining speed up ahead with it. Sent towards the front by Norwich. Lillo, they score! How did that go in? A bouncing puck in front of a net. And with 10:37 to go in the third, the Generals restore the 2-goal lead. It's 4-2. Well, the Sea Captains unable to take advantage of a broken defensive stick, unable to take advantage of an offensive zone face-off. And just like that, the Gens strike back. It's 4-2. I'll try and get the official goal call for you in just a moment. In the meantime, it's Loftus. Lost the puck in the Zamboni corner. Now behind the net, it's Kennedy. Swung towards the front of the net, blocked, and cleared all the way down by Daryl Smith. Another icing against the Sea Captains. We have said that plenty of times. Face off once again in the Norwich zone. 10:10 to go in the third period. And Sea Captains trailing by 2. Might not have many opportunities left to try and tie this one up. It's Smith in the corner, trying to work it up the wall. Soccered back into the zone by Chris. Turnaround shot saved by Pellerito, and he gets the rebound as well as the whistle blows. It's now 10:58 to go in the third. We'll see if Norwich starts sending their weak side winger high into the neutral zone. It's not a usual setup that you see from head coach Kevin Cunningham. But for seemingly the last few minutes, the puck has simply been stuck down in the Sea Captain zone. Here's Jack Kinahan, who scored a shorty earlier in this period. His shot goes well wide. Loftus, the first one there. Kinahan and now Drew Schemmel. Schemmel's centering feed gets knocked down by a diving Owen McNamee. Puck still loose. Kinahan for Schemmel, now Loftus. Loftus' shot gets blocked. Bouncing puck. Bayer looking around behind it, can't come up with the puck, and instead it'll be Braden Kennedy leading things through the neutral zone. Kennedy gets around a defenseman. Shot saved by Pellerito. The rebound goes wide. Loftus sends it around. Centering feed goes through the blue paint, swiped at by McNamee. And now Nick Racker, the captain, gives along for Lamphere. Giving back to the point. Shot gets blocked. Nice stand-up block by Tegan Bayer. Through center ice, it's deflected in once again by Racker. Pair of players going after it. The first one there and coming up with the puck is Sam Lamphere. Lamphere gets dumped down to the ice. Big hit thrown. Haven't seen too much physical play between these two teams. Puck in the corner. Trying to go back up to the point with it was Sorokin. Gets turned away and so forced to retreat is Savoy. He sends one off the glass. Picked up by Manahan. Manahan sends it back down into the northeast zone. Harrison Ranger on the forecheck. Has his brother Ethan out there as well. Ethan got the scoring started for the Generals in the second period. Gens break it out. Here is Aiden Frolik. Frolik dipping a shoulder, forces one towards goal. Goes off the side of the cage. Pellerito never touched it. Now McCready pinching in from the point. Knocked off of his stick, flipped out as far as the Generals' blue line with under 8 to play in the period. Savoy off the stick of Frolik. Frolik gets bumped at the blue line, was grabbing at his face, stays in the play. Centering feed by Mulligan got turned around. The shot from the point gets deflected wide. Given back to McCready. McCready, shot gets blocked. Up ahead now, here comes Tegan Bayer. Bayer 1-on-3. Didn't have the foot speed that he needed to, and then a solid defensive play by Cedric Savoy clears the puck out of the zone. 2-on-3 come the Gens the other way. Here's Daryl Smith. Bayer, who's had a long shift, flips it up the wall. Bouncing puck just trickles over the blue line. Back to a retreat with it is Mulligan. And he'll get sent on down by the Generals once again. 7:05 to go in regulation time. Norwich needs 2 to tie. Here's Loftus. Runs into some trouble behind his own net. Gives along for Bayer. Bayer looking for a long cross-ice pass. Didn't have the lane, and so just dishes it off for Cunningham. Cunningham turns it over. Back the other way they come. It's Sean Gorman. Gorman stops. Scores! Sean Gorman with a laser. And it's 5-2. For Sean Gorman, it's his second goal of the game, as he just launched one past the glove side of Brendan Pellerito. And that makes this a 5-2 game. Well, Gorman got things started with a shorty in the first. Now picks up his second here in the third. And the Generals leading by 3 with under 7 minutes to go. They score! Right back the other way! Jack Kinahan, his second of the game. And we're not done yet. Oh, nightmare fuel for Generals goaltender DeMar McCoy, as that one just trickles through his legs. And the Sea Captains find themselves back within 2. So here we go again. 6:43 to go, and the General, or rather the Sea Captains, showing signs of life. Off the draw, it'll be the Generals working out of their own end. Pass goes over the stick of Braden Kennedy. Kennedy, by the way, scored the 4th goal of the game. Picking up the helper was Matt Nuzzolillo. Not bad for Nuzzolillo in his first game as a Northeast General at this level. Shot on, saved by Pellerito, kicking out the leg as Nuzzolillo is looking for another one. Now here's Harrison Ranger back the other way. Turns the puck over at the blue line. Nolan Murphy on in, sent to the slot, and Pellerito gets a shoulder on it, robbing Braden Kennedy with a great opportunity. Off the boards, Cunningham looking for a hit. That did enough to knock the puck out of the zone. Now Braden Kennedy, slowing things down a bit, giving along for McNamee. He sends one into the glove of Pellerito, who holds on for a face-off to his left. 5:46 to go in the third period. 5-3 your score between the Northeast Generals and the Norwich Sea Captains. On the draw is Tyler Ram. Haven't seen too much of Ram in this third period. He was shaken up in the second. Drew Schemmel. Caught from behind, taken down. That's going to be a penalty. And we'll get to see the Norwich Sea Captains on the power play one more time, perhaps, with 5:34 to go in the third period. Nick Racker heading to the box. He'll sit 2 minutes for interference. And you figure the Sea Captains are going to draw level in this game. A power play goal here is somewhat required. Schemmel will stay out there. He has Ben Cunningham and Ethan Ranger up front. Loftus and Hayden on the point. The first power play unit for the Norwich Sea Captains. Loftus' shot goes off the lip of the boards, collected by Ranger, and now given to Hayden. Tim Hayden running out of real estate. Tried giving it back for Ranger, cleared out of the zone. Now Loftus. Tried going up the same side wall. That's cut down by Gorman. Gorman in. He scores! Sean Gorman with the hat trick. 6-3 Generals. What a game by Sean Gorman. That's his second shorthanded goal. His second in the period. His third for the game. I'm not sure what else you can say about this kid, other than the fact that right now his goals are the difference in this game. It's 6-3. On the ensuing face-off, here's Jack Kinahan, who has a pair of goals himself. Couldn't get the puck down deep. McNamee throws it towards goal. Pellerito will leave it off to the side. Now Daryl Smith, the defenseman leading things through the neutral zone. Sent into the skates of Harrison Ranger. Ranger under trouble as Nuzzolillo is causing all sorts of havoc in the neutral zone. Then Ranger gets belted down to the ice, cleared on down by the Generals. Under 5 minutes to play in regulation time, 1:05 to go on the Sea Captains power play. Sent in front, Pellerito with the save as Cody Lambert was looking for the Generals' third shorty of the game. Now Lambert with the puck again. Happy to kill as much time as possible. Pass intercepted by Matt Ward. Ward gives up ahead, and Tegan Bayer to the outside. Whistled down on the offsides. And the faceoff will come back out towards center ice. 4:18 to go in the third. 44 seconds to go on Norwich's power play. Now, you know that the Sea Captains, for practice next week, will spend plenty of time on their special teams. Giving up one shorthanded goal is bad enough, but giving up two in the same game, that's going to draw the ire of any coaching staff. Doesn't matter what level you're playing at. Here's Hayden, D-to-D across for Ward. He'll gain the blue line and chip it down deep. McCoy sees this go around behind his net. Pair of players go tumbling down in the corner. Puck is loose. Kinahan didn't realize where it was. Sorokin tries going up the same side wall. Hayden pinching in from the point. Sorokin again will send it all the way down. Under 4 to play. 15 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Kinahan. Off the stick of Ward. Into the General's end just as quickly. Lubin will send it on back. 6 seconds to go in the power play and 3:40 to go in regulation time. Reverse back into the corner. Here's Ward chipping it up along the wall. Coming in from the blue line was Lubin. Sharp angle attempt finds its way into the near side corner. Penalty has expired and we're back to five-a-side hockey. Here's Cunningham with a pair of forecheckers to deal with. Can't quite keep control of the puck. Wrapped around the boards all the way out of the zone. And now Eddie Mulligan for Sorokin. Off the tape of Lubin. Hayden unable to clear. Harrison Ranger back. 3 minutes to go in regulation. Trailing by 3. Not sure if we'll see Brendan Pellerito get called to the bench. If he is, you figure it's going to be as soon as the Sea Captains can get it out of the zone with possession. Instead, at the blue line, unable to hold the line was Savoy. Delayed offsides against Northeast with 2:40 to go. Here's Hayden. Pass far side. Harrison Ranger unable to get it deep. Following up on it, Cunningham at least gets it over the blue line. Pellerito stays in goal to our right. Doesn't look like he'll get called. 2.5 to go in regulation time. Here's Mulligan. Cut down Ethan Ranger a shot, and that goes wide. Hayden from the blue line. That one circles wide of the cage as well. Now Loftus on goal, saved by McCoy, and he gets a glove on it. Oh, the shot came from Loftus. Harrison Ranger in the right area. Got a stick on it. But DeMar McCoy, 6'1", using his body to his advantage, makes the save on the deflection and then gets a glove on the loose puck in the blue paint. 2:10 to go. Here's Ethan Ranger on the draw. Bayer there as well, controlled by the Gens as they get it out of the zone. Darryl Smith will have to go chase after it. Nolan Murphy, the first one there. Murphy dishes along Nuzzolillo. Nuzzolillo sends one in front, blocked down. Back the other way they come with Tegan Bayer. Bayer caught from behind by Nuzzolillo, and he'll clear it out himself. Smith couldn't get the puck down deep, passed too far to be controlled by Braden Kennedy. Pellerito leaves it behind the net with 100 seconds to go. Loftus. Cunningham's pass knocked down. Cunningham then able to recover at center ice. Runs into 4 Generals. McNamee from a bad angle off the shoulder of Pellerito and out of play. Faceoff will remain in the Norwich end with 1:26 to go in the third period. Well, a frustrating game to be certain for the Norwich Sea Captains. They had a few opportunities. They took advantage of a couple of those opportunities, but quite simply, they did not have enough in the way of opportunities. The Northeast Generals, who many consider to be one of the best teams in this East Division. It's good to see a team like this early on in the season. It lets you know exactly how high the bar is. And the Northeast Generals and their organization, they certainly do set it high. Hayden sends it down deep. McCoy will leave it behind with under a minute to play. Along the wall, here is Sachs trying to get the puck down deep again. Stepping into the zone is Ram. Tyler Ram once again. Sending it into the far side corner. 38 seconds to go. This is cleared as far as the red line. Mulligan and chipped on in by Ram. 30 seconds to go. Delayed offsides against the Generals, and so Hayden with a free clear. Here's Hayden sending one off the stick of Kinahan. He'll direct it down deep. First one there is Lubin. Lubin reverses back behind. Picks up help from Mulligan. Mulligan spins away from the pressure of Ethan Ranger. 12 seconds to go. Here's Mulligan, the defenseman, able to force it out of the wall. 6 seconds to go. And the Northeast Generals take a trip down Route 395, and they defeat the